So, people, this is why we don't ever talk to that man in this whole country, Justin Trudeau. People, this is why we don't ever talk to that man all the times, people. So, yes, because of that Prime Minister in this Canada, yeah. That's why people, we don't talk to him very much again. So here's why, guys. Show you people why. So hold on. So this is why, people. So let's watch this. See why right now.
Prime Minister has now admitted that immigration system is broken after 9 years of his government. He blames bad actors. So let's put our detective hat on and find out who those bad actors were. Who was the head of the federal government that increased permits for temporary foreign workers by 154%? Who was the head of the federal government that issued 211% more permits for international students and a population growth plan that boosted growth by 300%? Can we identify who was that bad actor?
Canadians needed and businesses needed extra support, so asked for more temporary foreign workers, asked for more international students, and we gave them.
I don't think we found the bad actor. Because he blames it on labor market needs, but the biggest growth happened in non-labor market immigration. For example, he boosted permits for international students by 211% and refugees by 726%. That has nothing to do with filling job vacancies, and when it comes to temporary foreign workers, he allowed more to go to places with already high unemployment. So once again, who is the bad actor that made these terrible decisions?
Speaker, these little performances that the leader of the opposition puts on are not fooling anyone. The only thing he is interested in is his own interests, his own quest for power.
Speaker, he's not helping us find the bad actor. It's like there's been someone else running the country for the last 9 years while the system is crumbling down. He claims that he cares about housing, but on that subject, maybe we'll ask him this question. Who is the head of the government that was warned by its public service?
In the last 2 years, our population has grown really fast, baby boom fast. Increasingly, bad actors like fake colleges and big chain corporations have been exploiting our immigration system for their own interests. So we're doing something major. We're reducing the numbers of immigrants that will come to Canada for the next 3 years. Today, I'm going to let you in on what happened, where we made some mistakes, and why we're taking this big turn. There are two kinds of immigration in Canada. The one you probably think of most is permanent immigration.
I don't know what the path forward looks like if you don't get help. And if you ask for help, the opportunity for success will show up.
This Prime Minister in 9 years doubled housing costs, doubled the debt, doubled gun crime, doubled food bank use, and up until a minute ago, he had a minister with a double identity. Prime Minister knew the minister was directing his business illegally from inside cabinet. He knew the minister had claimed there was another Randy when there was no other Randy. He knew that the minister had falsely claimed to be Indigenous in order to take money away from real Indigenous people, and yet he stood by him up until yesterday. Why is it that he always stands up for corruption on his own side?
Speaker, the member for Edmonton Centre has stepped down from cabinet to focus on clearing these allegations. Speaker, the leader of the opposition talks about the importance of speaking up. The reality is, his MPs are no longer voices for their communities. They are his voice in their communities. That's not how this place is supposed to work, Mr. Speaker. We are focused on making sure that we're investing in Canadians, supporting them with the kinds of supports for housing, supports for dental, supports for childcare that Canadians need, while all he offers is cuts and austerity.
Puzzling caucus members, this is the guy who fired the first Indigenous Attorney General because she refused to defend his corruption. She said, and I quote, "A prime minister committed to true reconciliation would have removed Randy and the other Randy from cabinet long ago. Instead, we have to get to watch white people play ancestry wheel of fortune so shameful and extremely destructive." Why is it that he fired a real Indigenous minister for telling the truth while trying to keep in place a fake Indigenous minister who told falsehoods?
Mr. Speaker, telling the truth would be MPs continuing to stand up to advocate for their communities. But the leader of the opposition has asked them not to be their community's voices here in Ottawa, but instead be his voice in their communities. That is supposedly party of freedom and freedom of speech, but he's muzzling his MPs. He's not letting them talk to the media. He's not letting them talk to committees. The reality is he's afraid of what they might say about him, because there is no call to be muzzling MPs this way.
This from a prime minister who has 20 caucus members that have signed a letter that they're ready to fire him. This is the guy who's doubled housing costs, doubled gun crime, doubled food bank use, doubled the national debt, kept in place a minister with a double identity. Even his own caucus members know he's not worth the cost, crime, or corruption, so if he's not afraid of anything, why doesn't he call a carbon tax election like an idiot?
Mr. Speaker, in the minds of conservatives, we just saw a big gotcha moment where I admitted that
Yeah, so this is why I said we don't live in Canada again, no more. So this is why we don't ever do that anymore, people. Yeah, so we don't do that again, no more, people. So that's what you saw why, so you can arrest him, put him in prison, and sit him live, burn in hell. That's where he gonna live in all the time, people. So, yeah. 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 Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Any stuff like that too, people. So, yeah. We'll see you. See you guys again sometimes.